Welcome to our channel. Know about top 10 dangerous places on Earth. Before going to topic, click on subscribe and bell icon below to get our latest updates. Here comes 10 in our list. 10th. The Fraser Island. Fraser Island is located just off the southeastern coast of Queensland, Australia, and is the #1 most dangerous beach in the world. The island may have been inhabited by humans for over 5,000 years, but it is an exceptionally dangerous place to go. Its deadly beaches are home to practically everything you want to avoid if you're trying to stay alive. In fact, rescue choppers are frequently flown into the area to save visitors who find themselves plagued with medical emergencies. Beyond the sea, even the sand itself is dangerous on Fraser. Whether you are walking or driving through it, the sand poses a number of hazards. Many tourists, for example, find it enticing to run down sand dunes into the lakes below, but because the sand in the lakes can't be seen, the depth is often hard to measure, leading to enthusiastic sand divers sustaining head injuries yearly. When it comes to driving your car through the sand, there are multiple accidents and rollovers every year too. 9th. Lake Karachay. Lake Karachay is a small lake in the southern Ural Mountains in central Russia. Starting in 1951, the Soviet Union used Karachay as a dumping site for radioactive waste from Mayak, the nearby nuclear waste storage and reprocessing facility, located near the town of Ozyorsk. Karachay is the most polluted place on Earth from a radiological point of view. The lake accumulated some 4.44 exabecquerels (EBQ) of radioactivity over less than 1 square mile of water, including 3.6 EBQ of cesium and 0.74 EBQ of strontium. For comparison, the Chernobyl disaster released 0.085 EBQ of cesium, a much smaller amount and over thousands of square miles. The sediment of the lake bed is estimated to be composed almost entirely of high-level radioactive waste deposits to a depth of roughly 3.4 meters. Today the lake is completely infilled, acting as a near-surface permanent and dry nuclear waste storage facility. 8th. The Snake Island. Ilha da Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, is an island off the coast of Brazil in the Atlantic Ocean. It is administered as part of the municipality of Itanhaém in the state of São Paulo. The island is small in size, only 43 hectares (106 acres), and has a temperate climate. The island's terrain varies considerably, ranging from bare rock to rainforest. It is the only home of the critically endangered, venomous Bothrops insularis golden lancehead pit viper, which has a diet of birds. The snakes became trapped on the island when rising sea levels covered up the land that connected it to the mainland. The ensuing selection pressure allowed the snakes to adapt to their new environment, increasing rapidly in population and rendering the island dangerous to public visitation. Queimada Grande is closed to the public in order to protect both people and the snake population. Access is only available to the Brazilian Navy and selected researchers vetted by the Chico Mendes Institute for Biodiversity Conservation, the Brazilian Federal Conservation Unit. The island was thought to have a population of about 4,030,000 snakes. 7th. Darvaza Gas Crater. The Darvaza gas crater, also known as the Door to Hell or Gates of Hell, is a natural gas field collapsed into a cavern located in Derwiz, Turkmenistan. Geologists intentionally set it on fire to prevent the spread of methane gas, and it is thought to have been burning continuously since 1971. The gas crater has a total area of 5,350 meters square. Its diameter is 69 meters, and its depth is 30 meters. Expecting dangerous releases of poisonous gases from the cavern into nearby towns, the engineers considered it advisable to burn the gas off. It was estimated that the gas would burn out within a few weeks, but it has instead continued to burn for 48 years and is expected to keep on burning. The gas reserve found here is one of the largest in the world. The name, Door to Hell, was given to the field by the locals, referring to the fire, boiling mud, and orange flames in the large crater, which has a diameter of 70 meters. 6th. Lake Narden. Lake Natron is a mineral-rich soda lake in northern Tanzania, at the border with Kenya. It's a breeding ground for hundreds of thousands of lesser flamingos, despite the highly alkaline state of the striking red waters. It sits below Ol Doinyo Lengai, a soaring active volcano in the Rift Valley. Trails lead from the lake to the Angaro Siro waterfalls, which flow over craggy rocks into a natural pool. The alkalinity of the lake can reach a pH of greater than 12. The surrounding bedrock is composed of alkaline, sodium-dominated lilas that were laid down during the ancient period. The lilas have significant amounts of carbonate but very low calcium and magnesium levels. This has allowed the lake to concentrate into a caustic alkaline brine. Fifth, the Boiling Lake. The Boiling Lake is a flooded fumarole located in Morne Trois Pitons National Park, a World Heritage Site on the island of Dominica. The lake, located 6.5 miles east of Dominica's capital Roseau, is filled with bubbling grayish-blue water that is usually enveloped in a cloud of vapor. The Boiling Lake is approximately 200 feet to 250 feet across and is the second largest hot lake in the world. The lake's grayish-blue water is easily viewed in its perpetual rolling boil state, which looks like a giant pot of water cooking and steaming on a stove. The basin's water is replenished by rainfall and two small streams which drain into the area. The water then seeps down to the magma and is heated to the boiling point. The trail leads through another volcanic area called the Valley of Desolation. The air around the area is hot, steamy and moist, supported by the sharp, acrid smell of sulfur. The area is known to have been filled with vapors and gases that escape from bubbling and boiling sulfur water pots, small spraying and hissing geysers, cracks and holes, and a small stream that runs through and beneath the terrain. Tiny invisible sprays of steam will easily burn an ankle or foot. Fourth, Hamakulia Desert. According to believers, the bad mojo associated with this area of the world centers around the volcano named Hamakulia on the southeast side of the island. According to scientists, the trouble spot is actually in the ocean itself. Northeast of Hawaii, halfway between the Marau Fracture Zone and the Molokai Fracture Zone. In a 40,000 kilometers horseshoe shape, it is associated with a nearly continuous series of oceanic trenches, volcanic arcs, and volcanic belts and plate movements. It has 452 volcanoes and is home to over 75% of the world's active and dormant volcanoes, about 90% of the world's earthquakes and 81% of the world's largest earthquakes occur along the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is a direct result of plate tectonics and the movement and collisions of lithospheric. Third, the Zone of Silence. There's an area in the Chihuahuan Desert in northern Mexico where radio signals don't work, and compasses spin out of control when placed near stones on the ground. It's called the Zone of Silence. It measures only 50 kilometers across, and it is located in the Mapimi Biosphere Reserve, a huge, mostly uninhabited expanse of almost 400,000 hectares, where the flat and desolate terrain is interspersed with lonely mountain outcrops. The name Zone of Silence was not given until 1966 when Pemex, the national oil company, sent an expedition to explore the area. The leader, Augusto Harry de la Peña, was frustrated by the problems he was having with his radio. He christened it the Zone of Silence. In July 1970, an Athena test rocket launched from the Green River Launch Complex in Utah towards the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico lost control and fell in the Mapimi Desert region. When the rocket went off course, it was carrying two small containers of cobalt, a radioactive element. After several weeks of searching, local farmers found and reported the crash in the northeast corner of the state of Durango. Once the rocket was found, a road was built, and the missile wreckage and a small amount of contaminated topsoil was transported away. Number 2. The Danakil Desert. The Danakil Desert is a desert in northeast Ethiopia, southern Eritrea, and northwestern Djibouti. Situated in the Afar Triangle, it stretches across 136,956 square kilometers of arid terrain. The area is known for its volcanoes and extreme heat, with daytime temperatures surpassing 50 degrees Celsius. Less than an inch of rainfall occurs each year. The Danakil Desert is one of the lowest and hottest places on Earth. It is inhabited by a few Afar, who engage in salt mining. The Danakil Desert has a number of lakes formed by lava flows that dammed up several valleys. Among these is Lake Afrera, which has thick saline crusts on its banks. Other areas of the Danakil became sinks, dry endorheic basins as precipitation evaporates faster than it can collect in permanent lakes. The area is flanked toward the east by the Danakil Alps, a tabular mountain system that has a few volcanic cones which peak in height in Mount Ramlo. It's really a most dangerous place in the world. Number 1. The Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle or Hurricane Alley, is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Most reputable sources dismiss the idea that there is any mystery. The vicinity of the Bermuda Triangle is amongst the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world, with ships frequently crossing through it for ports in the Americas, Europe and the Caribbean islands. Cruise ships and pleasure craft regularly sail through the region, and commercial and private aircraft routinely fly over it. The deepest point in the Atlantic Ocean, the Milwaukee Depth, is located in the Bermuda Triangle. The Puerto Rico Trench reaches a depth of 27,493 feet. Anything which travels above this mysterious triangular body would sink to the bottom. Even science cannot explain this mysterious phenomenon. Subscribe our channel to know more scientific facts.